Well, I had a vision. I have a vision.
Yes.
But before I saw what I saw, he had a vision. And that's why I said yes.
Wow.
And his vision happened a long time ago.
10 years ago.
He found himself on a savannah, on a platform, with huge lavers filled with water, picking up the water and throwing it onto the people as the people ran forward. So when he told me that he was going to Africa, I remembered that vision. My vision is for all of Africa. There are volcanoes of God's love under the entire continent. And they're going to come up and erupt all over Africa. The fire that is coming into Africa is his love. And what we walk in is no different whether it's in Africa or here, because the fire that's in us is his love. The only thing that changes the earth that we walk on is the love that we emanate into the hearts of others, and also through our feet. Our feet are more powerful than you know. For as we walk in his glory, it changes what's happening in the ground. And the ground can be healed by his children walking in humility and the innocence of who he is. I see a great fire coming up out of the ground in Africa. It's going to be a flame. But like you were saying, why not here? It's because his children here have been lied to and are comfortable in sitting and being spoon-fed when they should be feeding others.
That's right.
You're no longer the little bird that has flown from the nest and holds its mouth open for mama to come. You are the one.
Come on.
You are the one to push into the bride that is here and is coming up. We were talking this morning about, he said the bride has been asleep. Well, to me, the bride is immature. And I said, tell me why you think the bride has been asleep.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I said.
He said she was lulled to sleep.
She was lulled to sleep, that's right.
By the words that were coming into her that were so weak and so ineffectual, by those ministers that only want to build their own kingdoms.
There you go.
Yeah, I want you to remember I said that.
Right. You said the first part.
Oh, okay.
And so when we, and I love those people because they have such a heart for the vision that they have. But what the Lord wants us to do is all be ministers and to build his kingdom. And when we do that, we become the greatest of all. The lower we go, the more we're on the floor, the more we're the low roars, the more God's ministers have towels. They wash feet, they wash feet, they wash feet, they wash feet, until they raise up those others that are so full that they are washing the feet. And you will see a revival in this country. But we have to know who we are.
Amen.
We're lovers.
Yeah.
And the fire that is in us will light the land on fire and heal the ground that we walk on. There's no other way to heal the ground.
That's right.
You can do prophetic signs and acts all day. You can pour wine out. You can do all the things you want to do. It's not the prophetic acts. It's the prophetic that you walk in, that you carry, the glory of him in you, abiding in you, that will change not only this atmosphere, but the very earth that we walk on. We're here to get him ready, to get ready for him to come. And what calls him? He doesn't know the time. Only the Father knows. And it's our tone It's us desiring him so greatly, our cry so great, that the Father will say she's ready because she's crying out. I don't hear the bride crying out for him like that yet, but we will when we understand who we are through him. I know I had all that.
You kind of made me. Well, I didn't say that.
And besides that, she loves.
That was good.
I'm not going to Africa, as far as I know. I'm a behind-the-scenes administrator and a prayer partner to him.
We will see. It's a little rough.
It's a little rough. God would have to heal me for some things first. But $10, if you could do $10 for these people, I mean, he saw some terrible things. Women that had been pregnant for 12 months, their baby was dead inside them. They couldn't go anywhere to have the pregnancy taken care
People
of.
with AIDS, people with syphilis, people with things that are so
things
easily,
that, I mean,
AIDS aren't easily cured, but it can be maintained.
We can help these people for $10 a month.
I'm gonna tell you about something. May I?
It's anyway. But,
We were asked to speak to a bunch of people with AIDS, and AIDS over there is like leprosy. You know, nobody wants. Once you have AIDS, nobody wants anything to do with you. Well, now, you know, we're in villages where these people are the poorest, the poor, and they got nothing. The only thing worse than that is being an outcast. You know, so they're very secretive about it. So we had a meeting, and about 38 people showed up. Well, so if there's 38 people, there's probably another 400 people that didn't. And you know, I'm looking at this room full of people with AIDS. Basically they have a death sentence. They got nothing going for them. There's no health care anywhere around. And Holy Spirit said, honor them. Honor them. And I looked around the room. We were sitting in a horseshoe shape in this room. And I'll never forget it because I was so stunned by it. He said, honor them. So I started speaking to them with the translator of honor. And the Holy Spirit said, bow to them. And I bowed all the way around the room. So I honored them. And
that's healing.
it was incredible. Holy Spirit fell on them. And the room went crazy. I mean, the Holy Spirit just fell. These people started laughing and crying, and the Holy Spirit fell. And we just broke up and started laying hands on them, and that went on for probably half an hour or so as Holy Spirit fell on these people that have less than no hope. I mean, you know, and I'm just like, I haven't got reports yet. I said, get them into some doctors. I want to hear some miracles. It's like, that didn't happen for nothing. You know, but I was stunned by it. But he said, honor them. And as I was bowing to them for Jesus' sake, you know, and I was just thinking, well, Lord, you've got a big idea of how to reach the lowest of the low. And I was pretty impressed by that. And I was grateful for hearing there, you know, he says, do it, because I don't care. And Kathy and I haven't for a long time. Back when we first got saved, we didn't care. You know, he said, do something, we did it, no matter how goofy it was. We got a million crazy stories. You do too. Any of us that have been walking with them for any time, you know, they're all crazy. They're so crazy, they gotta be true. You can't make this stuff up, you know? But it's true. So, you know, my word to you that is, you're full of it. You got everything you need. Walk in it. Don't let anybody or anything say no to you, because the answer is always yes on all those things. You know, be full, affect the world around you, change the world around you. And how do you do that? You know, it's like, you know, one day, it's not this trip, but the last trip, you know, I fed 1,400 people. I can't feed 1,400 people. I just pulled out some money in my wallet. I said, John, God said to feed them, and I gave him the money. I said, do something. So we fed 1,400 people, right? And but I know this. I can always feed the one in front of me. You know, I can always feed the one in front of me. And I can always minister to the one in front of me. I always have something for them. So I always, when I start out the day, it's like, Lord, what are you doing today? Can I get in on it? Will you show me the one? Just the one. That's all I ask for. The one turns into much more. You pray for one, and maybe 20 get saved. I mean, it happens. It happens. Expect it to happen. But always look for the one. And that's the key to everything, saying yes to that. So I want to pray a blessing on all of you. And it goes like this. Lord, I agree with you. I agree with your Holy Spirit. I agree with our brother Paul.
Yes.
And Paul saw it all. And he proclaimed who we are and what we had because you showed him. And before you showed him, he thought he had it all. But he didn't have it all until he gave up everything he had and gave it all away for you. And that's what I just pray for this, that everybody here would give it all away for you so that they would have your all, and they'd be equipped, filled, and that their dreams and visions will all come true. And we call those forward, Lord. Let's those things that were dreams and visions were put on the back burner in the land of hopelessness. We call them back forward right now and say, no, front burner now. Come forward now. Now is your season to agree with Him on the things that He predestined, that He dreamed about before the creation of the universe for you and Him to partner in. Yeah. And I ask right now that all of that is released with power and authority, and it functions through grace and kindness and love. Because that is our message. Grace and kindness and love. And I thank you. And I thank all of you. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
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 Thank you, Lord.
And we've got cards if you want. We do PayPal.
Pass them around, brother. Sure.
Give them to friends or whatever. I got to print new ones because everything on them got done. Thank you for letting me share with you.
Praise the Lord.